Here's what's interesting. For years, people treated hand-me-downs like a secret. Nobody wanted to admit they shopped secondhand. Today, people proudly thrift. Parents buy used baby gear, family shop consignment sales. Facebook Marketplace is booming. People furnish entire homes with secondhand furniture. Why? Why? Because they finally realized something. Buying used isn't about looking poor. It's about being financially wise.
Are you ready for the?
Welcome back, y'all. We're here for another season. Yes, welcome back to Island Money 365, where we talk about money, migration, and the American dream through the lens of the immigrant experience. I'm your host, Petra M. Brown, and I'm so glad you're here. Whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on your favorite podcast platform, thank you. Thank you, and welcome to the Iron Money family. Hey, keep your money iron. Today's episode, we're going to talk about hand-me-downs. Yes. Hand-me-downs. We all know what it is, right? And how it saved me thousands of dollars. And let's get it right. Let's get it straight. Hand-me-downs aren't charity. No, they're strategy. Okay? So today I'm sharing how something I grew up thinking was completely normal, was a part of my daily life, right? Ended up saving my family thousands of dollars. So how many of you grew up wearing hand-me-downs? Go ahead, raise your hands. Raise your hands, nod your head. Yes. I can see you and I can feel you. I know you're out there. For me, it was just a normal part of life. We shared clothes between siblings, cousins, and friends. And if someone outgrew something and it was still in good condition, you better believe someone else was going to wear it. Or grandma would make something new of it because obviously grandma was the seamstress of the family. By the way, none of us have learned that skill. Something to think about. Yeah. We need to learn our skills from our grandparents, but there was no shame attached to it. It was simply what families did, right? Then I moved to the States. Yes. And I quickly learned that not everyone saw it the same way. I'll never forget one of my first experience in school. So picture this, y'all. Right? Remember, I'm fresh off, as they say, fresh off the boat, even though I came on a plane. I showed up to school with colorful bubbles and plaits in my hair, right? My clothes neatly pressed, my shirt tucked into my skirt, my socks pulled up, right? And my black shoes polished. Yes. All what you're thinking, yes. But to my defense, right? Back home in Jamaica, that was the standard. We wore uniforms for everything. Anywhere you go on the island, whatever business you're part of or employee of, there's uniforms. So, so back home, if you showed up looking untidy to school, man, the teacher will send you to fix yourself. But on top of that, you're going to get some licks, right? Looking presentable wasn't optional. It was expected. I'm not saying I agree with that now. I agree with it today or agree with it today. I'm just telling you how it was. Yeah, teachers, I got some good licks in school. So from my perspective, I was looking good. I was like, yes, I was great. But one day, a girl asked me where I got my outfit from, right? Of course, I proudly answered, I'm not ashamed of myself, Salvation Army. She immediately pulled me aside and whispered, don't tell nobody that. That's where people go that has nothing. And she was like, in other words, that's where poor people shop. I was so confused. But from that day on, I never told anyone. I shopped at Goodwill or Salvation Army, right? Even though that's where we did shop. This was the mid-1990s. Fast forward to today. Now, and get this. Now there are YouTube channels, Instagram accounts, and entire blogs dedicated to thrift shopping. That's all I got to say about that. People are proudly showing off their thrift finds, right? The secondhand market has become one of the fastest growing segments of retail. Imagine that. What many of us did because we had to is now considered smart shopping. You know what this reminds me of? Oxtail and chicken foot. Now, chicken foot costs nothing. Now I can't even go into the supermarket and find chicken foot, right? And it's the price of double, if not triple. It's crazy, but let's get back on topic. But I'm just saying, what we as people who were considered broke or didn't have, and we made do is now becoming the main trend. Hello. So go figure, right? Figure that one out. Okay, so how did I save thousands? How did I save thousands by using second with my hand-me-downs? Well, I have 2 boys, right? And when I found out my second child was also going to be a boy, I have to admit, I thank God. Yep, I did. Not because I wouldn't have loved a little girl, or would I? I don't know. But because I immediately realized we already have everything. When my first son was born, my family threw us a beautiful baby shower. Like most baby showers, we received lots of onesies, sleepers, blankets, tiny outfits, and baby essentials, right? You name it, we had it. The cribs, everything. As he outgrew each size, I didn't throw anything away. Instead, I washed everything, folded it neatly, and packed it into white garbage bags. And then on each bag, I wrote the clothing size or age range on it, right? So that way, I never had to open the bag to wonder what size clothes is in here, what clothes are in here. No, I already knew. So as you can tell, I'm a very organized person. I think things through, right? So everything was organized and ready just for me to pluck it when I was in need. At the time, though, I didn't know if we're going to have another child. I really didn't, but I knew it was a possibility, right? So I prepared just in case. That little phrase, just in case. And I'm so glad I did. My little guy grew up so quickly that many outfits were barely worn. Matter of fact, some still had the tags on them. So when my second son was born, we simply pulled out the bags. He had clothes waiting for him from newborn all the way through toddlerhood, right? Money saved. Hello, cha-ching, money in my pocket. And that money went to other things, right? It went to their savings account, because I started a savings account right after they're born and got the social security number. Extra money that showed up in my budget, because I'm not spending it on baby things, I put it towards the mortgage. So that's what happened when you use these secondhand things. You don't have to buy. You have to buy these extra stuff, and therefore you can take that money and put it into your savings. Build up your savings or pay off debt, right? Here's another thing that worked in my favor as well. And I want to say that this was my mother's first grandchild. Yes. Oh, don't we love grandparents? Everywhere she went, she bought him something. My sister did the same as well. Now, there's one big difference between the two of them. My mother is a bargain shopper. Yes, she loves a sale. She gets giddy when she sees a sale. She gets excited. My sister, she likes the finer things. And I used to tell her all the time, I was like, sis, you're wasting your money. They're going to outgrow these clothes in like no time, in like 2 seconds, okay? But eventually I stopped arguing because it was just falling on deaf ears. It was like, okay, you're going to do what you're going to do anyway, so why try? But guess what? Her spending became my savings. Yes, I know how it sounds, but it's the reality of it. It's the truth. I remember I did tell her to stop. But by the time my second son arrived, I barely had to buy clothes, right? Between the clothes I had saved and the new clothes my family continued buying, my boys were set. Plus, Auntie always said, look, he needs his own. He can't just be wearing the firstborn clothes all the time. He needs his own identity. I'm like, but I have all the clothes. I don't care about no identity, all right? I care about savings. In fact, when we look back at old family photos, they laugh because they realize they're wearing the exact same outfit. Hey, no harm there, see? But here's what's interesting. For years, people treated hand-me-downs like a secret. Nobody wanted to admit they shopped secondhand. Today, people proudly thrift. Parents buy used baby gear, family shop consignment sales. Facebook Marketplace is booming. People furnish entire homes with secondhand furniture. Why? Why? Because they finally realized something. Buying used isn't about looking poor. It's about being financially wise. And let's be honest, there's different level of consignment, right? You can go to the higher end consignment stores if you want certain things and get things that have the cost. So high end is not just Salvation Army and Goodwill and all those places. Secondhand is not just Goodwill and Salvation Army. That's what I knew growing up. But there's other high-end consignment stores that you can check out for your name brand as well if you're a name brand gal, okay, or man. Hey, no judgment here. And you can save a lot of money that way. Sometimes we think building wealth requires earning more money. Sometimes it does. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes it does. It's the truth. But other times, building wealth is simply making better use of what already exists. Every dollar I didn't spend replacing baby clothes was a dollar I could use somewhere else. Those savings add up. As I mentioned, build up the kids' savings account or college fund. We do have the 529s, right? Paying down my mortgage. So here's my question for you. What's one financial habit you grew up with that you used to be embarrassed about? Think about it. But now you're grateful for. Maybe it was hand-me-downs, like me. Maybe it was cooking at home. Maybe it was repairing things instead of replacing them. I mean, how many times is grandma gonna let out the hem of that skirt? Seriously, grandma. Maybe it was never wasting food. I love a good leftover. I mean, I used to take leftovers and just make a whole new dish with it. So I can make a 5-course meal out of leftovers, y'all. Hey, my mama prepared me well. Sometimes the very habit we try to leave behind become the habits that help us build wealth. Because here's what I know. Hand-me-downs didn't make my children feel like they had less. They help our family have more. Simple said. And we have a Jamaican proverb that says, every nickel make a muckle. I don't know if it's Jamaican, but my particular Jamaican proverb alone. But it's something that my grandmother always tell me, every nickel make a muckle. So use what you have, take those little things and build it up, and you'll be so surprised what you can save and build from those little things. So thank you so much for listening to another episode of Alec Money 365. I am so glad that you joined us today. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who might need this reminder. Yes, okay? Let them know. Hand-me-downs is a financial strategy, not a charity case, okay? So until next time, y'all, keep your money iron.